It's time for the greatest athleticism you've ever seen in your life. The pros and the leagues are shaking in their boots. With all the videos out there of talented bowlers showing their stuff, there's this series, as it is now time to watch me suck at bowling. By request by many people, including somebody who works here, we are at the Woburn Bowladrome for the September edition of Watch Me Suck at Bowling. It sucked trying to get in here. So the question is, that's supposedly the rear entrance. For those of you that are elevator geeks, there's a vintage elevator in there, but the building is closed. So, anyway, let's go into the Bowladrome and see what we have, as it's really hard to see this viewfinder. Alright, we come into here and yeah, there is some broadcast, there's some pre-recorded old Comcast stuff here, but I don't think they have a copyright issue. So this is the TV side, and in fact, I was given one of the TV lanes. Number 35. 3's falling off. Anyway, this is the largest Candlepin lane I've been in, with 40 of them. And I don't know why, but they might not like me saying this, but I'm gonna. It looks like these masking units have been through a war. Look at that. I mean, what happened there? Just looks bad, but you know, it's not just this place. There's other places with this kind of masking unit, and they kind of look like that. Over here is the desk where you get your shoes and what have not. Bunch of seating here. Doesn't that pattern look familiar? Alright, if it were in operation, we have a game room. Let's see if we can see anything. Yeah, it's pitch dark in here. Well, here's a wall, so this is the end. Yeah, there is a game room, just can't really see it. And we got another thing here. We got our vending machines over here. And behind the curtain and hidden, I believe, are the other lanes. Yeah, you're not going to see it, but the other half of the other lanes 1 through 20 are behind that. So that's what we got here. And we're out of focus. Sony knows how to do that well. So the question is, well, actually the question is, how are we going to do? And speaking of how we're going to do, we're going to check out how we have done so far with the current standings of high and lows. As mentioned, here are the high and lows as of late. If you saw the previous Watch Me Suck from Acton Bowladrome, you saw that I got a 110. And still the 44 stands, which is from a live event at Mason's, and hopefully will not go any lower. Duckpin, we haven't played that terribly much, but we got a high of 104 in a live event, and the 65 surprisingly still stands as the low. And as for 10-pin, which I hardly get to play, the high is a measly 106, and the low of 26, that's not a typo. That was trying to do two-handed bowling and not having a towel to remove the lane oil from the balls, so it was very difficult, if not nearly impossible to control. So that explains that, and now it's time to go back to the action. Alright, I got a couple of things to point out that I don't like, but this one's the minor one. Fake lanes, fake wood. That's not the big thing. I'm listening to the balls being dropped, and they don't quite sound right. Well, here's the big one that I hate. Automatic scoring. Ooh. We know how much these systems do not like me. Oh, and look, they actually allow practice here. Let's take advantage of that. Alrighty. And let's take a look at the house balls like we always do. These feel a bit light. These must be they're definitely house balls for sure. Oh, that one looks kind of bad. We do one of these when we get one of those. Yeah, the regular house balls aren't that great. I'm trying to do more than one thing here. We've got some patchwork here, which... Then we got some halfway decent house balls here. But of course, we don't use those. We use these guys here that don't seem to want to sit still. My 4 Epco-urethane Proline balls. And speaking of that, it's now time for those famous words you've been waiting for. It's now time to watch me suck at bowling. Well, they say there's practice, so... I'm going to use a house ball. Now we're ready. Frame 1, ball 1. Ball 2. The stupid thing didn't start. That might be an omen. Frame 1, ball 1. This time everything's working. Ball 2. Ball 3. And we start with a 5. And for those of you who like pin setters, here's the Bowmore in action. Looks like it's been redone. And there we go. Frame 2, ball 1. Ball 2. Ball 3. And we got a 9er. We're off to a rocky start, including the frame that never happened. So when it really started to work, we got a 5 and 1 and a 9 and 2 for a total of 14. Frame 3, ball 1. Ball 2. Ball 3. Didn't see that 9 coming. Frame 4, ball 1. Ball 2. Ball 3.
8.
Those two frames weren't really all that bad. We got a pretty good 9 in frame 3 and a respectable 8 in 4, giving us a total of 31. That makes up for the beginning.
Frame 5, ball 1. Ball 2. Ball 3. Frame 6, ball 1. Ball 2, and that proves pins can slide on lanes that aren't juiced. Really? Ball 3. That's a 5.
That was kind of a stinker. We got a 10 and 5, but then a 5 and 6, giving us a total of 46. Hopefully that's just a small hiccup.
Frame 7, ball 1. This form of automatic system that we're using has got another point for it now. There is a hidden button where we can subtract pins. Ball 2. Okay. Ball 3. Nice recovery, an 8. Frame 8, ball 1. That was a long, no good. Ball 2. As I always say, minor lobs, let it live. Not that one. Ball 3. Another 8.
Those two frames went alright, a respectable 8 in each for a total of 62. It looks like we're gonna at least get into the alright territory.
Frame 9, ball 1. Ball 2. Ball 3. That didn't go right. Still an 8. Frame 10, ball 1. We're in alright territory. Ball 2. Bowling God's middle finger stands for a 9. Thanks to his help in pointing out that there is indeed a button here to counteract a foul. This automatic scoring system is getting more points than I initially gave it. And speaking of points, we end just 1 point away from a good game. So we have an alright score of 79. And that'll be it for the first week here at Woburn Bowladrome in Worcester, or Woburn, whichever it's named after, really. And this is Georgia551 saying, hope you enjoyed and have a good one.